Hello and happy Wednesday. We're going to go ahead and do our morning work for Wednesday, April 15th. And this is morning work 8.5. So we'll go ahead and get started. Up at the top, we have some of our number families. Our fact families, kind of like we've been doing. So if we remember, when we have that first number missing, we can either think of it as a math fact, and if we know the math fact, we can figure out we can fill in the missing number, or we can also work backwards where we start with our answer and then do the opposite of what we did here to find out our first number. Now, it's blank plus 7 equals 14. Well, this is a doubles fact, so I do know that it's 7. But what I could also do is start with 14, and instead of adding 7, I would take 7 away, okay? So, because here I added 7, so I would need to take it away to figure out what I started with. So if I have 14 and I take away 7, I know that the answer is also 7, because again, that's a double. So I know that 7 plus 7 equals 14. So I know that blank minus 7 is going to give me 7. Well, if I have the same number here, I can take that 7, add back the 7 that I took away, and I know that I would start with 14. Okay, so for these ones, you have 19. Think about how many would you need to take away to get to 4. Okay, so if you know it, or you can do it in your head, do that, or you could also use a number line or your number grid to help you. And then same for these. And remember, these are fact families, so we're using all of the same numbers in the different facts. So go ahead, give this one a try. You can either work backwards, or if you know what the fact is, you can fill it in. Here, we're going to write the numbers in order form. They want it from least to greatest, so our smallest number to our biggest number. So remember, if we need to look at our place values. If our tens place is the same, then we need to skip over to our ones place and look at that. Okay, so I'm going to have you guys do that one on your own. This one we're going to do together because it has some math words that we have not really done in class. So it says, at the park there are many kids. The ages of the kids are 4, 6, 7, 3, 4, 3, 2, 8, 4, and 9. Okay? So they first want to know, what is the age of the youngest kid? Well, when I look at all these numbers, I see that 2 is the smallest number. So the youngest child is 2. What is the age of the oldest child? Well, when I look through all these numbers, I see that 9 is the biggest number. So I'm going to put 9 here. Now they want to know the range. What this is they want to know what is the difference between the oldest child and the youngest child. So remember, when I'm talking about the difference, I'm subtracting. If you want to find the difference, you subtract. So I'm going to, which number would I start with if I'm subtracting? Well, I know I have to start with the bigger number. So I'm going to start with 9, and then I need to take away the age of the youngest child, which is 2. So if I think about it, I know that 9 minus 2 equals 7. So I'm going to write 7 as my range here. Now, mode. This is a number we also haven't, a word we also haven't seen. Well, we did it actually up on a little bit on the first couple morning works. But this is the number that we see the most. So which number shows up most often in our data? Well, when I look here, I see a few numbers that I see more than once, okay? So if I look at number 4, I see 1, 2, 3 4s. So I know that for the number 4, I have 3 of them. Let's see, with 6, well, that's the only one I see of that. So there's only 1, so I know it's not more than that. So for 7, I don't see any other 7s. I do see a 3, so I have a 3, there's 1, 2, and that's it. So for 3, I know I've got 2 of them, okay? Let's see, we already did 4, we already did 3, there's only 1, 2, there's only 1, 8, and there's only 1, 9. Well, that tells me, so I had 4 3s and I had 3 4s and 2 3s. Well, that tells me that this one, the 4, is going to be the number that I see the most often. So when I write my mode, it will be 4. Okay, so these kind we will always do together since that is not something we have learned. Okay, down here, read the clue to find the mystery word. So it gives us, the words are pencil, lettuce, and cactus. Okay, then our clues are a leafy vegetable, and it gives you a picture, a plant in the desert, and you can write with this. You guys can do that on your own. I know that. Down here we have the royal family is having a celebration. So the words we have that are all scrambled up are graceful, in, dance, the, princess, I, watched, the, and castle. Okay? So to figure out my first word, I need to look for my capital letter. Well, the only word I see here capitalized is I. So I know that I is going to be my first word. Now, I'm not going to write it in yet, but if I look carefully at my words, oh, I see the word castle has a period after it. So I know that that's going to need to be my last word. So why don't you go ahead, pause the video to do your work, and then we'll come back and go over the answers. If there's something you're not sure of, just wait and you can fill it in when we do it together. Okay, welcome back. We're going to go ahead and go over the rest of the answers. So up here in our fact families, 19 minus 15 equals 4, okay? And then 4 plus 15 is going to give me 19. So if we see, we're using the same three numbers in each of the math facts, even though one is addition and one is subtraction. Then over here we had our first number missing. I know the math fact 7 plus 5 is 12, but I could also start with my 12, take away my 5 to give me that 7. And then I know that 12 minus 5 is 7, considering I just did that up there. Okay, number form, least, 30, 31, and then 42 was our greatest number. And I know that 30 was the least because even though my tens is the same, when I look in my ones place, I have a 0 and a 1, so I know the 0 is smaller. Okay, we did this one together, so then we go down to our mystery words. A leafy vegetable was lettuce. Plant in the desert was a cactus. And you can write with this is a pencil. And then after we have the royal family is having a celebration, we have I. We knew it started with I. Well, what did I do? I watched the graceful princess dance in the castle. And I knew that castle came last because it has a period. Remember, you can always cross off the words as you use them down there to make sure you don't use any word more than once. So here are the answers for morning work 8.5, and that's for Wednesday, April 15th. Great job, everyone.